What's up, YouTube? Zach's back with another attack. Today is a very personal video, and a video that I wasn't sure if I was ever gonna make, and I know I've said that about a few different videos, but this one is really different and really personal. It's probably going to make YouTube demonetize at least this video, and advertisers say that I'm not advertiser friendly because it deals with some rough topics, and it deals with some things that are kind of hard to talk about. And if you don't want to be a part of that conversation, then definitely turn off this video now. This isn't something that's light. This isn't a clickbaity kind of thing. This is true. This is real. I'm gonna be honest with you guys and open up a little bit, just because I think it's a conversation that needs to be had. I think it's something that shouldn't have a negative stigma around it to the point where people can't talk about it, because it did happen, and it happens to so many people every day. Let me just get into it. I have issues with depression sometimes, and I have actually attempted suicide, technically twice, but one of the times was a little different. I'll explain. So the first time I was really young. I don't remember exactly how old I was, probably like 12, 13, somewhere in that range. Things were rough. They could be rough at home. Things were rough with my friends and some of the people who I thought I was really close to. Not that I was close to many people, which was also part of the problem. But those who I thought I was close to kind of abandoned me, and then things were bad at home, and I didn't like school. I was bullied a lot at school, but even still, school was kind of a respite for me because I could get away from everything else and just focus on learning and on school and try to be happy, distracting myself with everything that comes with school. And people told me to get involved. They said things might get better if you get involved, which kind of led to me joining show choir and track, cross country. I did wrestling for a year, and as well as just trying to be involved to distract myself, make new friends maybe. It was also just a reason to be gone longer, and things just got really depressing. I don't think that necessarily all of those things were the reason. I do think that there was some kind of underlying depression, which is like a mental thing. It's not something that you can just shut off or, change your life and depression will go away. I think to a certain extent it's in your brain, and it's something you can't help no matter what your circumstances are. You could be the happiest person, in theory. The best things could be happening to you and you could still be depressed. But you add everything that was going on top of that, and I was in a really bad place. I don't want to go into too much detail, but I tried to hang myself. Didn't work. Luckily, I'm glad that I'm here today. Suicide is never the answer. Let me definitely say that. Let me drill that into your mind so much. The point of this is that suicide is never the answer. I regret what I did. I definitely regret what I did, and I'm glad that it didn't work. I'm glad I'm here being able to make this video. But basically, in that moment, the moment that I attempted and the moment that it failed caused a huge change in me and made me gain a new appreciation for life. It made me see things in a slightly different light, and in that way I definitely grew. And It didn't make the depression go away at all. It doesn't really work like that, but neither does anything. You know, I mean, other than medicine and getting the help you need, there is help out there. There's numbers to call. There's people to talk to. There's always help. Even if it's your school counselor, whether it's a therapist, go to a doctor and get on some medicine. Make sure you got the right medicine, because I've talked to people who do have some depression issues and they've gotten on medicine that have made these suicidal thoughts actually worse. Definitely make sure you're talking to your doctor through everything while you're on the depression medicine, making sure that you've got the right medicine, the right doses, making sure that everything is good. That's definitely important. But I want to say that when it didn't work, I realized that there's people who love me. No matter how much I may have doubted that in the moments before that realization, after that, I definitely knew there was people who loved me, people who would be miserable if it hadn't have failed, people who would go through some crazy times having to deal with their own depressions and stuff. And I knew that the way I felt was never ever worth making somebody else feel that same way, which was a big thing for me. And I knew that there was experiences that no matter how depressed I was, I wanted to experience those things before I passed away. And basically, things didn't get entirely better. Kids can be assholes. I'm sorry for my language. I'm trying to be as not. I'm not trying to be too forward or anything, for lack of a better word. I don't really know, but kids can be assholes. You know, you go to school. I joined cross country, and as freshman hazing, when I was a freshman, they made you wear a sports bra if you were a guy, and you had to go the entire practice not wearing a shirt but wearing only a sports bra, and all the other guys on the team laughed at you. And I mean, in theory, you got to do that to other freshmen when you were an upperclassman, and you got to laugh at the other freshmen when they did it, but it was definitely not okay. I didn't know how to stand up to it at the time. I didn't know how to deal with that. You know, it was horrible. I ended up quitting cross country, not just because of that, but that was definitely part of it. I didn't agree with that at all. You know, I was constantly being told that, being made fun of for having unibrow, for having hairy legs, you know, for getting facial hair, you know, acne, just things that everybody has and kids are just bully you about. And it's ridiculous because everybody kind of deals with that and has those issues, but when kids can latch on to things, they'll do that. And I mean, even adults, even in workplaces I've been in, there's people who talk crap behind other people's back. There's people who are just mean to other people for no apparent reason. There is no reason. You know, I would say no good reason, but there is no good reason to be mean to anybody. Why can't you just love everybody? That's all I'm saying. And then this wouldn't even be an issue, but it was an issue. You know, I joined show choir, and one of the biggest bullies that I ever had to deal with while I was in school was there, made every day hell. And, you know, that was one of the things that was supposed to be all-inclusive, supposed to make everybody feel welcome and loved, and, you know, it's supposed to be like a family, but it wasn't a family unless there's somebody in your family who makes you hate yourself and continues those feelings I was talking about earlier, which kind of led to the second thing I did. I was getting into drugs a little bit, getting into just some crazy stuff, trying new things, trying to find happiness however I possibly could. And I actually drank almost a whole bottle of cough syrup. There was something I read online that basically said if you drink a certain kind of cough syrup, it can make you trip, and yeah, I don't want to talk about that, but the problem is most cough syrups, if you drink them, can also cause major kidney damage, cause massive other damage, and it's really bad. I threw up many times that night. I felt sick for at least a week after that. It was really bad, really stupid. Would never do that again. Recommend it. It was really stupid, and it's really bad. Don't do that. That's, you know, all the stuff I'm talking about is stupid. You know, everything I did stupid. All the things that people who were mean to me did were stupid. You know, even the coach allowing kids to have to wear a sports bra as a hazing practice to be a part of the cross-country team, that is so stupid, and I don't agree with it at all. But those things happened, and once again, I'm glad that drinking that cough syrup didn't kill me or didn't put me in the hospital with some serious damage of my organs. It didn't get me high either, so, you know, it wasn't worth it in any way, shape, or form. Not that getting high is worth anything. You know, and drugs won't bring happiness. They'll bring pain to you later and to your family. And like I said, this just isn't an easy thing to talk about, but it's something that happened. People can be jerks about anything. And you know, one of the reasons I moved to Arizona was kind of to get away from that. I got a job and working in the restaurant industry. There was always a little bit of a fear that people who were mean to me would come in and say things, do things, you know, in public, and I couldn't escape because I was working, obviously, and I had to be nice to them. You know, a few times people did come in, and I just had to be nice to them because that was my job. And it really kind of made things rough. You know, that was definitely not the only reason I moved to Arizona, but that was part of it. And all in all, I just have to say, it does get better, and there is help out there. Those are the two things I need everybody who's possibly watching this to know. It does get better, and there is help out there. Because moving to Arizona was great. There was better people out there. I got a fresh start, and the people who were mean to me obviously couldn't. Actually, I almost debated not ever starting this YouTube channel. Before I made my first video, I spent a lot of time thinking about whether or not I should, because I was afraid that the people who were mean to me would watch my videos and be mean to me and, you know, make me regret ever posting any videos. You know, I was really uncomfortable for my first couple videos because I wasn't sure what I could do without getting that kind of bullying and stuff on my YouTube channel, which is the last thing I wanted when I'm trying to create a fun environment and stuff. Not that this is the funnest video, but once again, I think it needed talked about a little bit. But there's also help, and I didn't get the help I needed when I needed it necessarily, but I have since been helped in the sense that I'm not doing the drugs anymore. I am happier with my life. I'm married, you know. Things do get better. There's always a happier side. And I don't want that realization to come to you guys the same way it initially came to me, as I said at the beginning of this video. I need you guys to know that if anything's wrong, there's help out there. I will leave the number in the description if you need someone to call. They're judgment-free. They will help you with anything you need to talk about. It's a really great resource. I haven't personally used it, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I know that it's there if you need it, and I know that people do need it. So I will definitely leave that in the description, guys. Stay happy, stay smiling. I try to make my videos happy, and I'm actually gonna try and get back to my old format where I start every video with a joke. Hopefully that helps you guys to start your day with a smile. Hopefully that helps you guys to be happier in your life, and hopefully I can entertain you a little bit, if nothing else, to make sure that you guys are as happy as I can help with. So anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Sorry this was a little bit darker of an episode, but definitely thanks for watching. It gets better. Get help. Don't do crack. I'll see you in the future.